Are live. We are live. We are live. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. This is Married in Business. As we promised, we are launching today our first launch. Yay! Let's let the music play. Woo, woo,
I'm like, can I find some non-commercial music that won't get us fined up in here?
woo.
Everything that you play is like copywritten. You have to like be careful. You can't
Right,
string it
right.
too
We
long.
gotta be singing our own songs now. We gotta
I'm
get
telling
Mike
you.
and Q and Glenn to be singing the intro songs. He said no. He said no. Oh my God, that's funny. All right, so we are live. Thank you so much, everybody that's watching on here. We are launching today, and we just want to say hello to everybody, those that are watching on YouTube, those that are on Facebook, and other all our other platforms. We just want to say hello and welcome, welcome. If you don't mind sharing with us who you are, where you are from, and just enter them in the chat for us, that would be great. That would be awesome, and we can get started. Guys, you guys are in for a treat. We are about to get started. Thank you so much for being here because you could have been anywhere else, but you chose to be here with us today. So thank you for being here. Thank you so much for being here. Now, we're going to just start by introducing ourselves, and then I guess Glenn and I will go first, and then Dr. Kimiko and Mike will go next, and then Anisha and Q will go next, and then we tell you a little bit, and then we go into the order of service. Right? We're not doing church here, but we go into the
What
order.
else?
Yeah. So my name is Hamienda. Without further ado, I'm just gonna say my name is Hamienda Goring. I'm a luxury travel founder and CEO of Instar Travel, which is a travel luxury travel concierge, creative director of Little Miss Travelers, speaker on self care, travel advisor coach, and I am here with my husband today. Now, how our business started was Glenn will introduce himself, but how our business got started was because we saw the need for families to be traveling together. We saw the need for healthcare entrepreneurs to get the opulent experience when it came to their travels, and we did not see that out there. So I am by trade doctor of pharmacy. Glenn is also doctor of pharmacy. And whenever we went on trips with our colleagues, we saw the need that people were not, we were not given the experiences that we wanted. So we decided that if it's not out there, then why don't we create it and help our other entrepreneurs, other healthcare professionals who give their lives out there and first line with everything. And when they go places, why are they not treated the way they were supposed to? So we decided to create our luxury travel business mainly towards, healthcare entrepreneurs and families. And when it came to families too, families, most families don't travel with their little ones. And so we decided, why don't we change the script? Let's travel with our little ones and show the world that it is easy to travel with your little ones if you start them very, very early. So that's how we came with our business. So baby, over to you and
Like you
introduce
said it all.
My wife said a lot, but at the end of the day, yeah, we started the film. My name is first of all Glenn Goring, aka Mr. G, and I'm the co-founder of the business also. So she came with the business, and she comes with all the ideas and lets us know, okay, where do we want to go? We first went towards eBay,
oh no,
Poshmark.
oh
We did all
no,
these little ventures.
oh
At
no.
an
But
eBay store.
we're gonna get into all that a little later. But yes, I'm the co-founder of both the Little Miss Travelers and Style Travel.
All right, all right. Thank you, Mr. G. And we're gonna have doctors Mike and Kamiko McGuire to introduce themselves as well. Go for it.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kamiko. This is my husband, Mike. I'll go first. We own a mental health and wellness practice together. I am the provider, and he's kind of my unofficial COO slash maintenance man slash sounding board, all of the above, right? And so we do that together, and we also have two real estate investment companies that we have as well, in which we own properties in Florida, and then one by itself is in Gulfport, Mississippi. So, what else do you want to say? I'll let him introduce himself now.
Well, I am Mike McGuire. Like she said, I am the husband. I pretty much do a lot of the odd jobs associated with each of the businesses. The real estate business, the reason why that came about is really it came through with one of our relatives. It was kind of a discussion that was brought up about, how can we make some additional streams of income, and how can we kind of set up our family for success or wealth in the future. And we just kind of took that kind of idea and we ran with it. And now, we've bought and sold several different properties. We pretty much manage them all ourselves. We do all the work, probably about 75% of all the work that needs to be done on the house we do. We contract out very little, and we've been going with that model for about 10 years now.
Wow.
Wow.
That's about it.
Okay.
Amazing.
Nothing else. The clinic came about because I opened my mouth and said, if we ever get independent practice in Florida, I'll do it. And then they gave it to us. And so,
Hey,
Like, now you're
I don't have one. So, yeah, he kind of pushes me to do what I say I'm going to do. So,
that's awesome.
So I will tell you this. So I have a doctorate in business.
yeah.
So anytime somebody mentions something about starting a business or creating a business, that's kind of my, it just chimes in my head. I'm like, so what are you thinking? Let's do this. Let's do that. I'm always on board for stuff like that. So that's why I'm kind of interested in not only in our businesses, but starting up additional ones in the future.
Wow. Awesome. That sounds amazing. Kimiko, Dr. Kimiko, who does that sound like? You bring about ideas and the person's like, what's the date? When is
Right. Yes. And I told him, I said, Amanda's going to keep us straight because Anisha and I are like, let's do this, let's do that. And Amanda's like, okay, what date, what time, let's do it.
What time is the meeting? That's awesome. So let's go to our third power couple, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Let's hear from you all.
Hey everybody, I'm Anisha Smith, and this is Mr. Q over here. We are co-founders, co-owners of Reflections by Zaina, which is an e-commerce brand that celebrates representation in the workplace, primarily for healthcare workers. By profession, I'm a nurse. I've been nursing in L&D for 22 years plus, and I started Reflections by Zaina out of really just a creative desire to see more representative products for professionals in the workplace. We just wasn't a lot out there. And this is probably still 2016, I would say. My daughters came to me showing me their drawings because they draw and like none of the characters look like them. And it's because they didn't have anybody to emulate. And that's really what started it. And so it grew when I got, my products out there with so many more professionals that, it resonated with them because they didn't see themselves either. And so like rapid fire, we grew just in the accessories market, starting on Etsy. Then we branched our own website. We started vending, developing our own products. We ended up on Amazon as well this past year. And it's just been, I don't know. I mean, we started and just kept running from scratch. So our wheelhouse, I think, is branding, it's product sourcing, it's the e-commerce part of a business, growing a business. A lot of folks don't fully understand the power of e-commerce, and that is our wheelhouse as well. I'll let Q over here.
All right. I am Q. My name is Quandale. I run Reflections by Zaina with Anisha. My degrees are in business and history. So where she's the creative person, I am the history and business says this is what's going to work, so this is what we're going to do. I am the structure person. She is the creative individual, and that's why we work so well together. What else is there to say?
We have children.
Oh yeah. Oh wait, I am also the Etsy strategist and SEO person. Just this last year, we like one of the few Black businesses that took Etsy to 6 figures. So I'm really proud of that. So, like I said, I do the structure and everything. She's the idea and concept person. So I just find a way to materialize and monetize a lot of things that that she comes up with. So, like but she didn't tell you how many businesses.
Yeah, so I
we've
guess
had.
I
Wait. We had had like at least 10 businesses before before this one. She was doing Mary Kay and writing books and like eBay selling, and like there was so many businesses. So you can imagine trying to figure out structures for each one of those.
How many survived?
Yeah, like she is.
How many is it? Well, so far,
What are you talking? She's like working
One.
on 5 right now.
no, so far. Reflections by Zaina has been far the most successful business. Obviously, we've been able to grow and then have arms to it. But I think a lot of the tech, we've learned a lot. And I think
Yes.
the reason this was so successful is because I had so many trials and
Yes.
other things, and we were able to grow with technology and really get to know like what our options were.
Yes.
When we were trying to write books, it was very hard to get self-publishing was the beginning. We kind of came out at the very beginning of like the Amazon KDP era. So like we were really like pitching. We were like pitching cold, publishing it, publishers, and sending in manuscripts, if you can believe that. And then when Amazon opened up the avenue and a lot of digital marketplaces came online, we had to grow into that. So we had to learn how to do our own self-publishing, and we learned how to commission our own art. And so like Reflections by Zaina is really a culmination of tries in all of these different arenas. It's really just us, just everything coming into fruition into one business. So
Awesome. Did you have something to say to that
No, I mean-
about growing business?
I mean, definitely the trial and error situation, but you know what? You only need one.
no, you don't need one. No.
To get you going.
Let's talk about that there, right,
get
baby?
you
No,
going.
I'm just kidding.
and to get that hope.
that hope. All right.
You
Well,
see what's
thank
possible.
you, all of you.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, all of you all, for that introduction. That's amazing. Now, let me just remind our Facebook viewers, our YouTubers, if you're on here, just go ahead and share with us where you are from, where you are tuning in from, and just share with us what you think about all of this and what you are in for, because we are right now sharing who we are and all of that. And so go ahead and chime in. Like we said, there's going to be a community affair. So go ahead, chime in, tell us how you are loving this so far. If you have your drink, we're going to cheer later. So the next question that I have on here and by the way, we discussed all these questions before. So husbands, if you don't like the questions, talk to your wives. So the next one is how you all met. So we are going to start with Doctors McGuire, the McGuire family. How y'all met? How did you guys meet?
Okay, he said he'll let me start. So
Okay.
we met in 2003, and this year will make 20 years that we've been together, right?
20 years.
20 years, half my life. But anyway, that's another story for another day. We met on the internet, believe it or not, on a website called Black Planet. I don't know if any of you are
Oh my goodness.
our Black Planet family and couple. So Mike was active duty in the Air Force, and I live in a military town. And so we were both on Black Planet, and that's when you could kind of like rate each other. And so he rated me attractive, and I was like, oh, but he had no picture. So I was like, didn't think much of it, right? And so then we kept talking, and eventually we met, and the rest is history. Here we are 20 years later.
Wow.
Anything to add?
No, I mean, the only thing I would add is that right now we live probably 10 minutes away from where we used to live
Right,
back 10 years ago.
right.
Wow.
Wow. So amazing.
Full circle. We met here. We traveled with the military, and then we came back home. Well, my home when he retired. So
Wow. So y'all, if you're watching and you're looking for love, online works. Go ahead and give it a shot. Do not think that, it's scary. Doctors McGuire's, Dr. Kimiko and her husband, hey, 20 years, they are still doing businesses together. And now here we are. So the next is going to be Nanisha and Q.
All right, well, I'll let you tell me.
Okay, you.
All right, well, I'll tell you.
I'm gonna just chime in. He can
This
start.
is what happened, right? So me and like this is 1996.
1996.
Right. So like I'm fresh out of my first year of college. I'm at Bethune-Cookman in Daytona Beach. You know, I fly back home to Ohio, and I'm like, man, I am a college dude. Everybody want me. Like I'm gonna just run through this summer, right? No names. It's just gonna be a blur. So I meet like we are downtown
Cleveland, yeah.
and so me, my cousin, and a friend of mine were walking through the mall because you know that's what we did in the 90s. We basically walked through the mall just hollering at everyone. So I see her and her friend, you know, walking together. So, you know, we just trying to holler at everybody in the skirt. My friend's like, well, you know, what's up? And so they not saying nothing, but finally her friend's like, well, what's up with y'all? Which is like the instant mating call. So we all rushed to her friend. And so, like, my friend got to, like, her friend Shay first. So I was like, man, I got to get her sidekick. Because, like, at the time, like, she had such a young face that, like, I'm like, she got to be jailbait. And I'm not, you know, I'm fresh out of college. Everybody want me. This is not about to happen. So, you know, I basically roadblocked for my friend. And I'm like, hey, how you doing? And she's like, oh, I'm fine. I'm like, so, how old are you? And she's like, you know, I'm 16, but I'll be 17 in 2 days. And so I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. Let me see some ID. So, because I'm not playing. I'm like, no. So, you know, she whipped out a little ID. And this, you know, she's 16 going on 17, and I'm 18 at the time. So, I mean, that's literally how we met. So
we were
maybe about a month before I was about to go to college, back to school.
We talked every day that summer watching the 96 Olympics. That's how we talked on the phone.
Because I was gonna marry Dominique Dawes.
Yeah,
Dominique Dawes. I had it in my heart. I was like, oh, I'm just none of these women have nothing on her. I'm gonna marry Dominique Dawes. You just a pause. I understand this.
Yeah. So we really hung out on the phone, cord attached, for days after day after day. We talked and talked, and that's really, I mean, that's a pre-technology era. Yeah. That is how we met, and we started just going on little dates into the mall through the summer and out to dinner, and then it got to the point where we talked every day, all night, overnight, and before he went back to college, he had a girlfriend.
Yeah.
We got more.
That's almost 27 years ago.
Yeah, 27 years in
we've been
July.
together ever since.
Wow, that is amazing. So if you are looking for love in the mall, just know that you can always find love online, in the mall, and all of that. Thank you so much for sharing. That's an amazing story, actually. You know what, Mr. G, I'm going to have you go first on ours and how we met. And since I don't remember dates a lot, and forgive me, I'm going to let him go.
Well, it was, I met my wife in university or in pharmacy school. I traveled from, like, I didn't tell you, I'm Canadian. So I went to school in Boston. And so I met my wife. That's where we met. It was like one of those situations where we saw each other at a picnic that the school was holding. I saw her, and then
it was Colleges of the Fenway. If you are familiar with Boston, Fenway. Yes, it was Colleges of the Fenway, and that's how. Yeah.
So she saw me there, and so we both had girlfriends at the time.
Girlfriends? I had a boyfriend. You husband? I didn't have a girlfriend.
Like, wait a minute. You tell me that story.
I had a boyfriend.
Somebody, I don't know who she had. Somebody.
Big yes, you do know.
So you know, I was more like, and that was fizzling out. So I was just like, with my So at this point, you know, I was like a deer, like just looking, you know, head down looking type of thing. And you know, I will poke up, try to look at her and everything. But you know, so you know what? Let me make myself a moose. Yeah, I'm a moose. So I would just look at her, and we would see each other. You know, and at the time it was more like she was attractive. So I was like, okay.
Still is, still is.
Right.
But then, you know, when the story gets a little more interesting is that we moved in together and she became my roommate and in pharmacy school. And there was another person in the house, so we were all one big roommate group, right?
Yeah.
But we started having long conversations over the dinner table, and from that something blossomed, you know, and we started connecting, and that's where I started thinking this could be long term, you know.
Yeah.
So that's where we grew from.
So let me just put it this way. On my part, I think I liked him first because even though we were dating other people, when I met him, the first thing that I remember at the picnic was that he had a chair. So he had his food and he had a chair in one hand, his food in the other hand. And then he asked me, would you like to sit down? I was like, who is this guy? Like, guys don't ask if you like to sit down. They stand. I mean, they sit down, and because if they're not, like, you're not in a relationship with them. Sorry, American guys. I had already dated other people, so I knew exactly how these young guys work. They don't take care of you. They take care of themselves first, and then if you want to sit next to the chair, then you sit next to the chair. Like, he offered the whole chair to me, and I was like, wow, he's a gentleman. He's nice. And so I had a friend, he was 2 years ahead of me. So I had a friend in his class, right? I was a freshman in the school, a friend of mine, and the friend of mine was like, who is that guy? I like him. And my friend was like, oh, he's already taken. And I said, I don't care. No, I'm just kidding. So my friend says he's already taken. And I said, well, we can be friends, right? And so the rest of the story is my relationship didn't work out with the man, didn't work out. And, you know, his relationship didn't work out. His girlfriend was in Canada, ex-girlfriend was in Canada at the time, didn't work out. So the rest is history. We just came together and started, dating, and we were friends first. So that's how we met.
Yes, yeah,
Yes.
that's it in a nutshell.
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, yes.
So
So that is our part of the whole how we met game. So what we're going to go into then will be for you all men to share with us what was your reaction when your wife came and asked you, I'm doing this thing with these ladies. What was your reaction when your wife came home and said, hey, I'm doing this new thing with this? Kwan, Q, I know your wife has been growing so many businesses. I don't know if you're surprised, but
Like, you know, at this point, I just write stuff on the wall. What we gonna name it this time? All right, like we gotta stuff we just paint over. Like, oh, get rid of that business. You know, let's go ahead and get this new business down. So she has so many ideas, and she is like, you know, the next shiny new thing. You know, she's like, ooh, I want to do this, and this. I'm like, oh, okay, how we gonna finance it? She's like, I'm not worried about that part. What we gonna do is this, and this. You know, so you know, sometimes when she came, it is for me, she's always coming with some new idea or some new business. So it is not anything shocking. It is just like, oh, okay. So we're gonna do this again. Like, all right. You know, I mean, you just prepare yourself. You know, you just understand that that's the person that you're with. And every week she's gonna come with a new idea.
Really?
Like, no, I don't get a day off. Like, I'm like, you know, if I come to her and say, hey, I need you to do something, it's 11,000th on the list of things that she already, you know, because she'd be like, because I gotta do this. So at some point she's gonna come with a new business, and I just need to create the structure for it. That's
right.
You know,
Right.
and if there's no resources to do it, I'm like, no, we're not doing that. And she'll pout, and she'll just fold her arms and be like, why are you doing this? Why do you hate me?
So
I hate you because I love you.
so let's just ask you this: why did you agree?
Because it's her.
It's a us. It's an us
because it's
thing,
her.
though.
Like I don't really tell her no, except when it comes to money or product, or some other things. But generally it's a yes.
It's a yes.
So
she has a proven record.
Right, but what I want her to do, and what I always say, I'm like, I need a plan. I need a plan on what you're going to do so that I can get this, so I can take care
Look
of
at Amanda like,
right. And she is just like, okay. And like 3 months later, there's no plan. So now we jumping out the plane with no parachutes. And she's like, we'll figure it out on the way down.
Yeah, right. Got you.
Kamiko was like, she's resonating with a whole lot of that over there.
But yeah, that's like it's not a big deal because I already know. Like
Right.
I have prepared myself for this life of surprise.
Surprises. All right. Well, we will go over to Dr. Kamiko and Mike.
Okay, well, just listening to everything Q was saying, I would just repeat every word he just said. It just input our names because that's the same exact expectation that I have. Every time she goes to a meeting, I expect her to come back with some new business idea that she's already on step 15, and I got to kind of reel her back in to go back to step 1 so we can get to step 15. And like you said, sometimes it could be a 1, 2, 3 month process, but I expect her to come back with these business ideas. I know it's going to happen. I expect it. We go through the same kind of process you said. She comes in, she's already on 15. I'm telling her we can't do that. We got to slow down. She pouts a little bit. We go through a little mini fight. Then we come back together and we work it out. And in the end, it's a successful idea that we put on paper and we make it happen. And the biggest reason because of that is because we are such a close-knit team. Now, one thing I'll say about us is because we are a military couple, you got to understand that at one point she steps in and does everything that I can do, and I have to step in and do everything that she can do. So when I was in the military, at any given time, I could be called away to do something for 30, 60, 90 days, and I might not be able to contact her. So that means she has to be able to step up and do everything I can do. And like I said, I will do the same for her just because we are that tight-knit team. So it's an expectation. We have business ideas, impromptu meetings every day, it seems like. Nothing's ever written down. And that's just the way it is. Eventually, it just gets, written down on paper in some notebook that probably gets lost a couple times.
It's written down in my head. That's what I get.
We'll find that notebook and we will get back on track. Because that's the way we do it.
He's like, oh my God.
I have nothing to add. Like the whole time when Q was talking, I'm cracking up because I'm like, oh, he's talking about me too. Okay. I mean, it's funny because Anisha and I, we talked about that in detail where we're like, yeah, we're gonna go back and tell our husbands. And we're like, okay, what's the plan? Like, what do you have? And it's like, so we'll figure it out as we go. So, we're building the plan as we fly it. So
y'all two are the same. Thank God. I mean, we got some cues in here, and we got some mics in here. All right, so that is wonderful. Hey, if you are watching, let me just remind you real quick. Invite your husbands. You see what? We're having a great time here, and this is the need. This is why we're gonna have Anisha and Kamiko talk a little bit about our origin as we go on. But this is the reason why we want these spaces, these safe spaces for married couple, and just freely talk about, a lot of things that it's not out there for us, for people like us married and in business together, how we balance, what is our legacy, are we fortifying marriage, all our pillars that we came up with. So this is one of the main reason why, and we encourage you to invite your significant others. If you're a woman on here, invite your your husband. If you're a man on here, invite your woman and let us build this community together. And I just wanted to say that, but baby, that you're next.
I mean, I can almost echo the same things as Mike and Q. I mean, my wife, she will come with ideas, and she started off. She'll come with like Poshmark. Let's start with that one, and then she moved into eBay, and then Amazon. But like with Poshmark, she came and she said, "I got an idea. We're gonna take some pictures." So we bought the mannequin, put the clothes on the mannequin. I actually thought it was gonna work, but the money just trickled. Well, I was like, "Yo, we got mannequins." We're getting fancy here. But then after that, we moved into eBay. It was kind of the same thing, and then Amazon just took our money. I ain't gonna lie, they just took our money. So we didn't do too well there either. I mean, the one thing I can know about Amazon is like, if you have items that take up space, get ready to pay, because that's what they're about. I mean, I just want an idea that takes no space. But anyways.
All right, babe. So what was your response when I came to you with this new idea after B&E?
Well, let's get back to when she first when we get the InStyle Travel, the business. She came with this, and she joined, and she came with the idea. She said, I'm going to be a travel agent, and then she started diving deep. And then I said, "Oh wow, you're taking interest of this more so than any other business." And to touch on that, I have a passion to travel too. So that was like, this is something we can definitely do. So she's like the face of the business. Like, as you guys can see, she's out there. She's all over, right? All over social media. I'm in the background calculating, creating like landing pages, doing many different things in that way towards the business. And so that's where you'll find me. But other than that, what?
When I came to you about this very business, what was your reaction? What was your first response when I came back from the meeting in Atlanta? Was it Atlanta, Texas?
Dallas.
And I came to you and I said, we are starting a couple of stuff. Now, this time it's not just me and my face out there. Your face is going to be on there too, babe. So what was your initial reaction? Like, is it another one? Is it another Poshmark? What was your reaction? Response?
You know what? I kind of let a day pass or two before I even take it too serious.
Well, you've been honest.
Just to make sure that, and then she started saying, what kind of got me going and say, "Oh, their husband is involved, and their husband's involved," and I'm like, wait a minute, what's going on? Their husbands are getting involved.
I wasn't even receiving. I was told. Like, all right.
Hold on, I said, what is this about? And then she came with the word "married in business," and I said, "Married in business? That has a nice ring to it." And so then I was like, okay, so that's where it began. Yeah.
So why did you agree to it?
Why did I agree?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was thinking that, we will get to share, and I think we have something to share, and just to hear that, and to go in this community is where I'm at right now. This is excellent. This is beautiful.
Awesome. Great answers. So I'm going to open the floor for Anisha to share about the origin and how it all started, and then Dr. Kimiko will go, and then we cheers to our drinks.
Mm-hmm. So, as we got into business, because a lot of times, you don't really know like what you have. We were able to grow Reflections by Zana like rapidly because it was e-commerce already, because we were servicing healthcare providers, and we didn't really have community at the time. It's kind of a drought. Everybody's indoors. We were growing, but we couldn't go anywhere. Like literally, physically couldn't go anywhere. And so, we're in a community called TSP, Traffic Sales and Private. We were in, and it was virtual. And we were trying to look for guidance. And as we got further and further into community, we met other married couples, and they happened to be in business or involved in business or running two different businesses, or somebody's home and somebody else has a primary role in the business. And it was all of these variations of being married in business, and all of these stories of, this is how he is, this is how she is, this is, how I am. Yeah, and pain points of contention, things that were frustrating, things that people thought they were doing alone that their husband or wife didn't understand. And as we spoke to and kind of just built more relationships with married couples, we all started sharing and learning that a lot of the stuff was the same. A lot of the who's who in the relationship was the same. Who's the creative, who's the planner, who's the implementer, all of that. The dynamic. You want to go ahead?
No,
Because you feel like you got some things to say.
I'm just your local thesaurus.
He feed me big words in my ear over here. But I felt like there was a big piece missing for support in business, and it was the married aspect. There were plenty of married groups. There were plenty of, married and fun and being married and woo woo woo, and there was nothing that brought those two parts together, like not current. And so it had been sitting with me for like 2 years. 2 years I sat around and spoke about ideas, talked about ideas, talked about getting started, and everybody's busy. You know what I mean? It's like now or never. And so when I met up with Kimiko at B&E and Amanda, and how we just, the synergy and her already wanting to do something, already having a plan, and Amanda already being set in events and already, having their own wheelhouse. I'm like, we are so varied in our talents that we could go like 3 times as fast if we do it. We could really go fast and far. And so that's what happened. It was like the Big Bang. That's really how I feel like it happened. It was like, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. And that's really fun. Like, Amanda slid across the room, was like, yes, I'm so glad I wasn't coming. And this is the reason I came, because we're going to do this. And I love it. And I love y'all. that is basically how it went in B&E. That's how it went. And here we are.
Yeah. Dr. Kimiko, what was your version of it?
Very similar. I think we crossed paths just accidentally, really. But now I'm like, was it an accident? Probably not. But it was just interesting, small talk in the car back and forth to the conference. And I'm like, wait, I've been wanting to do like a class or something to teach people how to invest in real estate with their spouse. Because let's be real, like buying a house can be stressful. And then buying a house for a house, that you don't even plan on living in is even more stressful, because at any given point, I just want to be like, forget it. Just tell them, don't worry about it. Forget it. Like, we don't need it that bad, right? So he's the calm that's like, okay, well, we're this far, so let's do it. So anyways, I just felt like providing that unique perspective to couples would be really cool. And like Anisha was saying, like, we have 3 different business models, really. And we know about other models as well. So it's like, okay, what can we do? How can we get this out to as many people as possible? So like, I feel like all 3 couples coming together is like what I had in my mind, but like times 10, right? So we all had little snippets of like, we could share this, we could do this, but I think it's going to be really great because we do have different perspectives. And it's so funny that it seems the common theme seems to be the wife comes to the husband, and the husband has to either jump on board or decide like, okay, here we go again, right? So, and like Glenn said, you only need one really good one, right? And you forget about all the trial and error, right? Most people see you when you get to the top. They see you when you're successful. They don't see all this.
All of this.
So I think that us all kind of having that common background is also going to encourage couples to realize like, okay, maybe this isn't working, but how can we pivot, or what can we do differently? What talents do we have to market or monetize, or however you want to put it? So I think that it just was meant to be. Like, we already had little pieces of it that we were already kind of thinking about doing. And so just putting it all together just strengthens it even more.
Right.
I agree.
Awesome. 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 So I guess my version is very simple. I saw two amazing, beautiful ladies at the meeting, and I was in the back, but during the lunchtime, they of course I've known Dr. Kimiko's from my last retreat, from a retreat, a couple of I think a year ago, a couple of years ago, 2 years ago.
I think two. Don't hold me
Okay,
to my
yeah. So I met her there. Awesome, awesome. You know, great lady. And I was like, okay. If anytime I see her, I'm like, hi, Dr. Kimiko. And this time she's like, no, 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 come. I was like, okay. Like, okay, I'll plan it. I'll plan it. Okay, I'll plan it. I did not hear a thing. I did not know what they were talking about. I didn't know anything about anything. All I said was, if you're doing a retreat, I will plan it. That's all I said. And, so she was like, oh, it's more than that. And then that's when we started talking about it. But it was the irony about that is we just clicked so much. And I've known Anisha online on Facebook and stuff, but we hadn't really met before.
Talked, mhm.
So it was just, the click was just instant. And it was like a match made in heaven. If you know what I'm talking about, match made in heaven, because we just clicked. We were dancing on the, outside there. We took a video, and the video happened to have all three of us. So that is the advertisement we have now on all three of us together in the same room. So this was amazing, because with us, people have been asking us a lot of questions about how we travel with our little ones for a long time. How do you guys travel together? How do you travel as family? Do the kids don't fuss? They don't. So we have our mission and we already have a community for luxury travel for brown families, because we know a lot of brown families are traveling luxury out there, but we don't show it. They keep them to themselves. So that's where we opened up, and so we had so much to share. So when I heard about what they were trying to do, I said, you know what, we married, we have a mission, and we are not going to keep that mission until we create a legacy. So thanks you all for inviting me, and I am so excited that we are about to build something great together, something amazing together. Awesome, awesome, awesome. If you guys want to share anything with that. All right.
Guys,
Oh, go ahead.
No.
Anything with that?
did we just shut them all the way down? I feel like
I'm a background person. I am I don't like being on camera. I am just not that person. I am an introvert. I am a nerd. I like all things sci-fi and fantasy. But then at the same time, like facts, figures, numbers, I love that stuff. And finding how to make a way to make it work is what drives me. So now, she's chaos. She's complete chaos. And so I find peace at that, because I am order. So she'll come with this chaos and be like, all right, let's find a way to monetize this. So
Hey, if you're out there and your husband is an introvert, invite them over. See, we got introverts in here. We got introverts in here. Maybe would you consider yourself introvert or both?
I mean, I'm out there already. I mean, I'm on a YouTube channel. So I mean, I am showing off already. So
No, but willingly or unwillingly?
no, willingly. I mean,
Okay. Okay.
I'm with my kids, so me and the kids enjoy it. So what can we say? We like traveling. I like to share that to the community and to the world, and so
Okay.
my wife, she loves it too.
Two, I love it.
Exclamation point.
To be honest, like when we got married, I gotta tell this story. When we got married,
Oh, start one story. We ain't got time, baby. We got only 10 minutes. We tell that story next time.
oh, and I'll say that story. Just remind me to tell it, bro. But yeah, so
It's okay, briefly.
briefly,
Yeah.
when we got married, I mean, she wanted to put our marriage like that TV show where they will tape your marriage, like for marriage.
Oh,
Yes, she wanted to do that, and I said no, I can't do that. I guess that's because I was an introvert at that time. I wasn't ready to go out there like that. But now retrospect and thinking about it now, I would do it today. Today I would do that, to put that marriage out there, and yeah, it was a beautiful wedding. So
Everybody's wedding was beautiful.
beautiful wedding.
No, yeah, that was a show on TLC. I'm not sure if any of you remember TLC wedding show. Yep, yep,
Yes,
yep.
yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, yeah, as long as it comes with the money, we will put it out there. We'll put it out
I
there.
think that what I would want to say, I want to thank the guys because it is, I mean, we're married. And so to say that we're going to do an initiative that includes the husbands, because you don't want to have just the wives in front of a business about a business about being married in business. And so we did need y'all. I mean, we needed your okay. We needed y'all to be okay with this and how it came about, like for real, like it's not just an idea anymore. And so I think a lot of men, you know, with different personalities and different roles in business or out of business is going to see this as a way, you know, just to say it's okay. It's like totally okay to just go with it. You know, everything is not a point of contention. Everything doesn't have to be, you know, parceled and that sort of thing. Sometimes it's great to just know that the outcome is building more relationships and meeting new people and pouring into people. Like I'm most excited about that, about being able to be on the road, being able to travel and retreat and to teach and know that other couples can like see us as just regular folks that have buy-in and there's nobody dragging their spouse, you know, into the next big thing or into the next idea, that it's okay. So I say thank y'all because, you know, people do hide. I mean, they're like, I can't do it. They don't want to say why, but a lot of it has to do with not having both of the spouses on board, period.
Big
You
time.
know, so it's great that you guys are on board. So
Yeah. That is true.
yeah.
That's very, very true because I don't think I see a lot of communities out there with the, you know, the husbands and wives. So we just want to say we appreciate you all for doing this because you guys are going to be helping other introverts and extroverts out there. All right. You're going to be, you know, going to be helping others out there. So that is awesome. Thank you all so much. So now let's put on the outlook. What is our outlook for this? We have 10 minutes. We will share. Let's put our outlook. What are we looking forward to?
Who's gonna start?
Emily will go.
I guess I'll start. I don't know how much I want to share, how much I'm allowed to share, but I think I'm looking forward to getting to know other couples, and almost this is going to be kind of like a validation group. I feel like to kind of validate the feelings because based on what I'm hearing from the husbands, it's just like, am I the only one living like this? Right? Every other week, this woman has some business idea, and now we know just from the three of us, that's you know, that's life. And then being a business owner on top of it can be stressful, especially if you're like, that's your main job. You know, it's a little different when it's a side hustle, but it's when that's your main form of income, everybody has to be on board. So I'm really interested in just meeting more couples in the same situation and figuring out how we can all help each other to not only build our marriages, but also our businesses. And let's see, how can we collaborate? Let's see, you know, what's the next big thing? And hopefully, you know, some in-person meetings. I heard a retreat. That would be amazing. So the main thing, guys, is just stay tuned, be engaged. That's what we want, engagement. We don't want to create something and just have crickets. So we will be in the group. Hubbies are going to be in the group. We're going to be posting. We're going to be talking those pain points. So I think just validation and knowing that, okay, we're not the only ones in this predicament together is what I'm really looking forward to.
Anisha?
Oh,
you?
ow.
Right on camera.
But all right, boom, get out there and say some stuff. So I think Amanda and Kamiko know, they understand my excitement. And just to say it so that it's said, yes, I am the woman of a million ideas. And yes, you know, this is something that just amazingly has a fire lit now. And the outlook, I believe, is a big, beautiful community of married entrepreneurs that are networking and are learning and are teaching and are relaxing and are grinding and understanding that space. We all understand the struggle in the space. I think a lot of it is just knowing that there are other folks out here, and the more people you meet, the more you understand that it's not a unique situation. It's just there's no direction and there's just no common place to be. And we want the common place to be with us. We want the common place to be a safe place to have your marriage thrive and to not lose yourself in your business and to not lose yourself in your marriage and your family, and know that, we are all out here juggling. But it doesn't have to be a miserable, it doesn't have to be an unhappy, lonely place. It's not a lonely place. There's a lot of folks that are going through the same things and are thriving in spite of and doing amazing and not miserable in business and not miserable in marriage. So we want to be those folks. We want you to know that it's okay. Come through and just make yourself at home. That's the outlook. It's just one more big community of business owners that's out here trying to do our thing. So
awesome.
Cute.
Great.
For me, I mean, from a man's husband point of view and about the business, I mean, I think that it's a good place, a good sounding board, just to hear like what other husbands are going through and with their wives. And it sounds like it's a common thread between them, just like Anisha said, or Dr. Kimiko said. The wives come up with the idea and the man says, sounds good. And we're gonna go with it. And then we're gonna try it out. And from my experience, we tried it out. And that's great. And just to hear, and again, just in this community that has been created, it's good to hear from other men and to know that you're not the only one that's going through this, and which makes you feel like, okay, we're all going to succeed. And also just from the idea of like hearing from other couples and their stories in general is just awesome. And that's like how everyone have how if they're gonna make it, and like when, like, let's say they're gonna like go through the trials and errors with the business, just hearing that aspect is also great. Also, honestly,
I think another important thing is that we're all in business, and not everyone is going to understand the dynamic between your personal relationship and your professional relationship. So having people to talk to about that professional aspect is much, much different, especially because we don't know, outside of the communities that we're in, we don't know too many people, husband and wife or spouses or what have you, that are in business together. So it's hard to have a conversation about the things that you're experiencing with those type of people. So now that you're in the community of people who understand everything that you're going through, having someone to talk to as a sounding board, not necessarily even someone who can fix the problem, but just someone who's there to listen, is a very important part of, being able to get your peace of mind.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah. Awesome.
Great point, man.
Yeah. Awesome points. Every one of these points are amazing. I am looking at the time and I'm like, oh my gosh, we haven't found it's 8:00 and almost 8:00, a minute to 8:00. So we are going to toast to this day that we brought something. We are building something, but today we launched to just get this going. Thank you all for being here. If you have your glass, let's toast to the amazing day.
I got a water bottle. I got a Dixie cup.
I got a water bottle.
A water bottle. Okay, we got glasses. Cheers to this day.
My wife got a margarita. I just for her. I'm drinking some wine.
We are.
You ain't give me nothing.
There you go.
That's communication.
Have water.
So excited.
We're always on vacation.
Always on vacation.
Yeah.
So thank you. Or if there's any last minute stuff, we can, either share or we can say adios, goodbye, and we cannot wait to be sharing a lot of content that we have put together for you. Now, y'all, if you are on here, we got surprises for you. A lot of surprises that we are sharing in terms of content. So you want to be a part, you want to invite others. If you want other couples that are married and are in business, please invite them. They will not regret it. So we are just, encouraging everybody. But I believe we had some prices that we were going to share, Dr. Kimiko.
Yes. So the big thing is over the next week, we're going to end at noon, maybe Friday. The person or couple that's the most active, we do have a prize, a little giveaway. The biggest thing is that we want video introductions. We want to know who you are and what you do and what you hope to get out of the community. Everyone that puts together a video with their significant other, or their spouse, I should say, will be put into a drawing, and then we're going to draw for a prize.
A surprise gift. Yay.
Yeah.
Surprise gift.
And if you invite anybody into the community, and we'll put this in the group, make sure they tag you when they're admitted so that we know who's inviting who, and they'll also be put into the drawing. If you can grab people in that will be a great fit, they're going to be entered too, and we'll draw on Friday or Saturday.
Yeah, awesome. Get into it. If you are watching, if you are not watching right now with us, please go ahead and hit and type in replay if you are watching later on, and let us know that you got this message and you are, you got the chance to watch this. So thank you all for being here. Those that were on, we appreciate all your time, and we appreciate all the husbands for being on as well. Thank you all so much. I hope you are enjoying your Sundays and enjoy tomorrow, because if you're off, enjoy tomorrow. But yeah, thank you all so much. But next time we are going to be talking about how it is to be in business with your children, because I know the Smiths are in business with their children. I think Dr. Kimiko is also, in the same thing. No? Okay. And we are. So we will discuss all that.
Go wrong.
Okay. I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but yeah, we'll be discussing a lot.
Not wrong, but just indifferent. We'll just put it down.
So we will be talking about all of that. So if you have any dream, any goals of employing your kids, in your business as well, we are sharing all that. We're sharing about families, we're sharing about children, we're sharing about businesses. So much you can get out of this community. So please join us, and we will see you next time. Bye. Get the music going.
Yeah, let's get our non-commercial music going.
Next time we'll put music on it.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Bye, y'all.
You guys
Bye.
have a good day.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Bye.